all Asian stores,
All right, shalom,
I
shalom,
would have had to
shalom.
boycott the store from the lady I went in yesterday, who's always been
Yahawah,
nice to me,
Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kakodash.
always showed
The
me
bonus to
love.
the apostle, elders of great
Black
millstone.
people come in there and she hold a long conversation with your ass, won't let you leave. She not talking shit with you.
Latinos
And
and
Asian.
Indians, who consist of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's your fellow servant Yahawah from the Jim.
And then I thought to myself,
Pray that this lesson
how could I boycott her?
You know, without further ado,
She always
I'm going
showed
to
us
carry this
love.
one out.
Always
Wars will
respect.
continue to get worse.
I done seen her let people owe and come back. And I want to pay on my tab, but I want to pay what I owe you.
Worse. And that's all by design.
You let black folk owe you?
Okay.
All Asian,
the Lord coming to send division, you know, not only just in the household.
And I was brought back to my
Latinos, but, you know, in the household.
All Asians?
You know, the Lord is causing, you know, the people to, the love of many to
boycott the ones who treat you bad.
You know,
there are some stores that go in there and break your body. They follow you around the store and they miss. Boycott them.
God is still here.
Boycott the ones, no matter what race they are.
Esau and Jacob.
The people that treat you bad.
Esau in the womb.
And that ain't everybody.
Descendants are here.
Love who love you.
The main story.
Sarah be showing her pretty. I think it's her name. It's about the little old Asian lady on the store mobile called Burgundy.
You know, and their descendants.
Family.
Okay, in the days of
always happy.
This man,
I like that. They sell urban wear. I like to get clean with linen and stuff. But every now and then, I want some jeans and the nice jeans outfits that match.
As a
go to that store called Burgundy.
Okay,
Burgundy in Mobile, Alabama.
You know,
shout out to y'all for your conscious service. They always been like that.
It was.
So I thought about like, damn. As the man in the video said,
it was told to me that there would be two men of people, two men of, you know, let's get it.
Why would you cause harm to somebody who don't wish harm upon you? Because somebody else from their racial or their area caused you harm. Do that make sense? I don't want to be punished for some other black dude did.
Okay.
And I wouldn't dare do that to you. He might have robbed you.
Off with that
black guy. I would never rob you.
This is Genesis chapter 24, verse 23.
Looked at like
the Lord said unto her,
I don't want you to treat me.
Two nations are in thy
venom that you would treat him.
People shall be separated from thy bowels. So that's what we're seeing here today.
Like, man, what you doing? So here I am.
And I got address. You know,
we can't do this.
Nation. I don't know if countries out there, you know.
I ain't gonna say I don't know. I got an idea. It's on purpose.
You know,
it's on purpose.
From this man, it's two different spirits. It's kind of like Cain and
when all else fails,
it is
as
like
they see us, all of us struggle. All of us financially, we
from the top. Lord Yahawah said unto her.
So we started to be on the same page.
So hey,
we all got one common denominator.
Two manner of
struggle.
Okay, they have two.
When everybody, every group is dealing with the same thing, they start united, start looking for where the problem coming from. So they got to bring out the old something that has always worked to divide the
Esau is the older brother.
All else
he made it out first. Jacob came out second,
holding
Esau's heel, which was symbolic that in the end times, Jacob is the beginning.
It looked like white people, black people, all the people at the bottom, the disenfranchised, the poor people,
Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of the world.
Say,
hey, it's a new and refreshed.
Ain't no such thing as white privilege no more. Me being white ain't helping me.
Righteousness, you know, when Jacob
white and still struggling.
Okay, but I had to put it up.
Still broke.
You know, they would be separated. So that's what we see in these times today.
Maybe it ain't the Mexican guy. Maybe it ain't.
I came across this man's Slacky. I can't believe I was playing the whole time. Okay, Slacky. Can't believe I was playing the whole time. Okay, good. We good. All right, but I came across this man's video, just looking around and seeing what I could, touch up on. Let me see something, and he was hitting on some key points. But let's get it here. Let me see. What was it? Nope, right here.
at a reasonable price because it's high as hell. And I got somewhere to
Can't
get
hear.
the reals. It's real. It ain't, I know it's real because
Let me refresh this page. And this is fair use, fair use. Using this for edification purposes. Tying these end times with the scriptures. Hold on one second. Let me just see why I can't. Okay, I still can't hear him. Hold on. Oh,
so thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
okay, there we go.
And before I go on with the bad news, the BS, I want to
Okay, Con. So this is this man's page here. All right, Big Ward the Genius. Okay, and his title is "We're on the verge of a race war." Slack y'all, Kim. Slack y'all there. Had to get some things right. My cord wasn't connected to my headphones. We're on the verge of a race war. Okay, and this is things that we know, the prophets. Okay, but it is good to see that that these prophecies have come to pass, and it's got the world in an uproar. Okay, and the people are talking about these things, man. Because the prophets declared these things way before they were coming. When everybody was, you know, uh, in that spirit of in the spirit what the hell? Anyways, in that spirit of John 3:16, the Lord loves everybody, but we come to tell you that the Lord is telling you that your enemy is going to come down on you having great wrath, okay, which is Esau Edom, you know. But let's get into this, all right?
talk about some good news. For me, that is, and maybe for some of y'all that have been struggling with weight loss. I started on this stuff I was telling y'all about the day after my birthday, May 24th. Today is June 13th, which is approximately, tomorrow will be the third week. I don't know if you can see my face.
Let me skip past this
I'm
because
coming back.
he was talking about weight loss. Hold on.
And I don't know if y'all can see, I got somewhere to get the stuff. No, at least I do. I know what that scale say. Not telling nobody to do nothing. Telling you what I'm doing. I'm telling you, you can look.
All right, here goes the bad news.
America, I always say we are like a bomb, a powder keg waiting to explode. But then we got some underlying issues to go along with that.
God, yes. Babylon the Great has all type of problems. Okay, Babylon the Great has all type of problems. And it is a ticking time bomb with underlining problems. Okay, but it's ultimately because this is Esau, man. This is his practice field. Okay, Babylon the Great, it was set up. The Lord set Babylon the Great to be a great ball of confusion, and that all the nations will wander into it, and being drunk and be drunken. This Babylon the Great was where, you know, the Lord would use this nation, okay, to drunken the other nations, man. Okay.
Something that we've been dealing with in this country since its inception, since the beginning of this country. Racial issues. just when I thought the racial divide, the racial issues was we was doing better, we were getting better. Some things that's been happening over the last few years have proven me wrong. We're not getting better in the racial area. I've gotten better in the racial area to where when I used to lump all races of people into one group, all white folks, all Asians, all this, all that. I don't do that no more. So I'm thinking maybe everybody else is sort of like that. We ain't all the same. All white folks ain't the same. All Asians ain't the same. All this, all that, all black folks, all whatever ain't the same. But there's a lot of people didn't get the memo. A lot of people don't see it like that in America. So right now we're on the verge of a racial war. I was saying civil war based on conservative, liberal.
Both. Okay, as the scripture says, it's going to be, a war, a civil war. Pretty much, I believe it's the second Ezra. The people coming up against their governments. Okay, and then racial wars in the scriptures too.
Right now we back at that.
Like I said, it's going to be a big. Babylon is a destroying nation. It's a destroying place. Everything here is death. Okay, you got war on this hand, on this matter. With the race wars, and then you got war on the bigger scale, which all of it is going to clash together. It's going to fall on Babylon at one time, man.
We back at this bullshit again. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, we back here again, having to re-examine our soul as a nation. Because right now, if you notice it or not, it seems like everything we dealing with lately is based on race. I talk about race in a different way, though. I mostly address black people, but not in a way to harm other people. When I talk about race, I'm talking to my race, asking my race to do better toward each other, to stop harming each other, to stop harming other people. When I talk about race, I'm not talking about race in a way we need to go over there and we got guns and we're going to do this and they this and we need to go to attack them. And no, we ain't doing that over here.
Hey, that's against prophecy, man. The Lord, the 2/3, the Lord want them to continue. That's the Lord putting out his spirit of vengeance to continue. It says in Deuteronomy, the curses, thy eyes shall be evil towards thy brother. Okay, and towards thy children, and towards the wife of thy bosom. Okay, roughly paraphrase it. Towards thy wife, towards thy children, and towards your brethren. Okay. And now, like I said, the Lord is bringing this great division. People don't realize that, the Lord is not coming for, the Lord is not coming, the Lord is not coming to find, Jake all, fucking family reunion cookouts and shit, snakes, big snakes on the rabbit, coon. The Lord is upset with Jake, man. So these guys, they don't understand, but we understand. The Lord is upset with the 2/3 of Jake. Because they won't get it right until they get in the kingdom.
But I almost fell for the okie doke myself. Even though I ain't with that racial divide bullshit, I almost just got caught up in the matrix when it came to the Asian issue. So much so that there was.
For you guys don't know about the Asian issue, it's the one dude that ran out the store and chased the Jake boy, chased him down the block and shot him up.
Asians let me know that they thought that I don't like Asians for something I said. So now I gotta backtrack and check myself.
And what you doing here, man? It's like it said in the scripture. Why trimmest thy ways to seek? And that's what Jake don't understand. We have enemies, man. Read Psalms 83. Those in Obadiah, those are our enemies, man. you know. And the Lord put us, like I said, the Lord put us against, Edom. The Lord said, told Rebecca that you would have there's two manner of people in that womb, man. You know, hold on, let me grab this real quick. This is Psalm chapter 83. This is verse. We start here. Psalm chapter 83, verse 4. I start at 1. This is Psalm chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahawah. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies, okay, if they're enemies of the Lord, they're enemies of ours, because we're the chosen, we're the apple of the Lord's eyes. Thine enemies make halt, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Who is thy people? The Israelites, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. And these are multiple nations that said this, okay, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So Jake don't understand that these different nations, they're trying to cut you off from being a people. Okay, let me continue to read on. This is verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the house of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, okay, Ishmael, the Arabs of Moab, the Chinese. Yeah, and the dude, the Asian dude, I don't know if it was Chinese, but a lot of people, I think they did say he was Chinese. Okay, all right, but that's of Moab, man. He stole, man. So what's the law? If a man steals, if a man steal to satisfy his hunger, you don't go and kill the man. Let him have it. And the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, the Japanese, and Amalek, another part of the Esau of Edom. Amalek is the chief, one of the chief of wickedness tribe that Edom has. And the Philistines were the inhabitants of Tyre. All right. And you can keep reading on down. That's all your enemies, Jake. Verse 12, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahawah in possession. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahawah in possession. Okay. So they took, who's the possession of the Lord? We're the Lord's possession. We're his women, as the scriptures talk about, But it says, let us take ourselves the house of Yahawah in possession. Okay, and the house of Yahawah is the Israelites, and that's what the other nations have, been saying round about us, man. Come let us cut them off from being a people. And Jake is not hip to that, man. Jake don't understand what is going on. Okay.
Because I've always said, love who love you, no matter who it is.
Hey, that's not true. We were commanded to never trust thine enemy. We were commanded to, this is Psalms 139, and this is King David, man. And it's a righteous thing to hate your enemy. Okay, it's not a bad thing because they hate you, Jake. Look how they waste and destroy you. Okay, it's like, look how they waste and destroy you. I heard what the man the Trayvon Martin situation. You look for a shortcut, and here it is. You got a man, hunting down your back. Okay, the young man with the Asian coming out the store. I heard he didn't even have anything, but they were so grieved in the spirit to kill one of the chosen of the Lord, man. To kill the Shalaki, one of the children of the Lord's people. Okay, Israel. Look at Esau, all these hangings that still happen in the Mississippi, the brothers done lessons on. Their anger is still tearing perpetually, man. Okay. This is Psalm chapter 139, verse 21. Okay, it says, do not I hate them, O Lord Yahawah, that hate thee, and these other nations are proud against the Lord, man. And they show that they hate the Lord by the actions against his people, the Israelites. And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee, and Esau Edom has been risen up against the Lord, man. He sitteth in the seat, thinking he is the Most High, as the scriptures say. I think it's in was it Habakkuk or Thessalonians? Verse 22, I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. Search me, O Yahawah. And these are 2/3 too. Don't get it wrong. The ones that don't want to submit to Yahweh Shemel Shai's men. Okay. But ultimately, we can apply this to these other nations too. Search me, O power, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any wicked way in me. And lead me in the way everlasting. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the video.
And what made me think of that, I went to a store yesterday to buy some jeans for an event I was going to. It was a denim and white event. I had never paid no attention to it until what we're dealing with now. But the lady that owns the store is Asian. As I'm talking about, and the only reason I'm talking about it is because the other Asian guy was telling us don't shop with him. So I was like, well, boycott the Asian stores then. And then I saw a video, plus what happened to me yesterday, that brought me back to my sanity. Every now and then I will experience a moment of insanity, but I brought back to my sanity yesterday and because of a video I was watching from an Asian that made me like, damn, I almost just got pulled into that bullshit too, that racial bullshit.
Hey, it's not bullshit, it's real. And now, being pulled into it, yes, that is a thing. Edom, wants to bring, the distraction. Okay, and one of those distractions is going to be the race wars. Okay, he wants you to be, constantly focusing on, defeating one another. Okay, and so that way he can get away with his trick schemes. We're not ignorant of the Satan devices, man. Okay, as the scriptures say, and I'm gonna get into this one too right here. But we're not, we're not. And I can grab that real quick. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Okay. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Okay. They're causing, this stir up. Okay. This madness, this racial war, because they control social media. They're pushing this thing to the forefront so that way they can continue doing what they do behind closed doors. Okay. Which are the database centers, this MOTB, this whole structure they're trying to build. All right, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power in the hand. And that's exactly what's going on. It is in the power of E's hand. Okay. He wants to fulfill that new world order. Okay. This is 2 Corinthians verse 10. Okay. I just straight to the point. Okay, 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Salakia. All right. NOT. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes, which is the point right here. In order that Satan might not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes. So we understand because the Lord has, giving us the insight on this man. The Lord said, never trust thy enemy. He shall be unto you like a looking glass. His wickedness shall not be all wiped away. Okay? His wickedness rusted like iron. So it said to never, turn your neck from your enemy. Never, in the fight, you never turn your back against the opponent. Okay? And you do that, you can end up dying. It hit you in the right spot in the back of your head. You end up fucking getting a concussion and never coming back. But this is an order though. This is an order to Jake to never trust an enemy, man. Okay, for like as iron's rusted, so is his wickedness, man. This man is rusting in his wickedness right now. Okay. Since King James version, lest Satan should gain advantage of us, for we are not for we are not ignorant of his devices. And why are we not ignorant of his devices? Because the Lord has said we are children of the day. We understand, the plots and schemes of the devil because we have the Holy Spirit that reveals things to us and allows us to track his pattern. Okay? That's why we can tell you Cain and Esau, and that pattern of the wicked is soon to be cast down. This is why we can tell you these things. Okay, and I wanted to get that word devices. Okay, because in here in King James version, the word it says devices. Okay, and I got it here. That word devices. Let me get let me have my boy sign it out. My old boy.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
Okay, that word is naima. Okay, and it says the outline of biblical usage. It says a mental perception, thought. Okay, an evil purpose, man. Okay, so like I said in Micah, this man is working evil purposes upon his bed. That which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. Okay, his soul is not upright in him. That's why you're never to trust him. Thus saith the scriptures. A perception, an example, purpose, or by implication, the intellect, disposition itself, device, mind, thought. Let me see. A mental perception, thought is specifically an evil purpose to cause whoever is devising evil against a Mashiach to desist from his purpose and submit himself to Mashiach, right? As Paul said before. Okay. Let me see what this one is say right here. This root word.
Strong's G 3539. Nael.
Okay. It says to perceive with the mind, to understand, to have understanding, to think upon, heed, ponder, consider, to exercise the mind, observe, an example, freely comprehend, heed. Okay, but as you can see, the definition that we got, okay, which it suffices, an evil purpose. This man's purpose for you, Jake, is not good at all. That's why we ought not to trust him. Okay, where we at? So I'm gonna play a couple more from him. Let me delete some of these. I'll play a couple more from him, and then we'll get into a this other part of the race topic that I wanted to touch up on.
First, the video was an Asian man talking about how many different types of Asians there are. Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. They're all
enemies, okay, of Yasharallah. Yasharallah is Israel. They're all enemies of Yasharallah. See, Jake wanna, smooth say and not ruffle any feathers. Okay, when they're shooting you and killing you, it don't matter if they're not the same. They're enemies of Israel. Okay. Like I said, go read Psalms 83. Start from 4 and go on down. You know, they pretend to like you, Jake. They don't like you, Jake. They don't like you. This is why you can run out of store with a water bottle and a nigga pop you and shoot you up. You know, in the East Indian, you walk in the store and they looking around, seeing what you're trying to do. You know, seeing what you get into. The Chinese, they don't let you breathe.
So when you see a store with an Asian owner, he might be Japanese, he might be Chinese, and they don't all get along. They're not all the same. So if we're talking about boycotting all Asian stores, I would have had to boycott the store from the lady I went in yesterday, who's always been nice to me, always showed me love.
And that boycott thing, that's what Jake just wanna, because it never amounts to anything. You know, Jake ended up boycotting, and next thing you know, the one that led the boycott, which is most likely a Jake, ends up taking all the funding. You know, as such as the Black Lives Matter, the fucking lady from Black Lives Matter did. You know, see Jake, like I said, Jake is like I said in the script, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass is master. But my people do not consider, the Lord's people do not consider that the Lord put them in punishment round about heathens, okay, that does not give one the fuck about you, you know. And Jake is totally oblivious to that because they don't understand the words of the Lord. So here they go. They go to the John 3:16. For God so loved the Lord, love everybody. Jesus love everybody. You know.
Black people come in there and she hold a long conversation with your ass, won't let you leave. She end up talking shit with you.
And then Jake gotta also remember that that woman that owns that store talking shit with Jake, she could be an Israelite through the bloodline. We were scattered. James 1:1. We were scattered abroad. You know. But then again, just because she hold a conversation with you, laugh and kiki with you, don't mean deep down she fuck with you if she is a true heathen.
Asian. And then I thought to myself,
Jake is being tossed to and fro, man. Jake, we fell so far away from our power that, we minimize we minimize, ourselves, man. The Lord shrunk us amongst the nations, man, to have a puny mindset. All the nations are for themselves. The East Indian, they ain't trying to get money with you, Jake. The Moab, Ammon, they ain't trying to get money with you, Jake. They barely even hire you, motherfuckers. Ishmaelites, they ain't trying to get money with you, Jake. Not that money counts, but I'm just letting you know. Hey, gather yourself together, old nation not desired.
how could I boycott her? She always showed us love, always respectful. I done seen her let people owe and come back. And Miss Sarah, I want to pay on my tab. Like, I want to pay what I owe you. You let black folk owe you? I thought all Asians. And I was brought back to my sanity. We can't boycott all Asians.
Nah.
Boycott the ones who treat you bad. Because there are some stores you go in there, you break your body. They follow you around the store and they miss. Boycott them. Boycott the ones, no matter what race they are. The people that treat you bad. And that ain't everybody. Love who love you. Miss Sarah be showing her pretty. I think that's her name. She's a little old Asian lady.
All right, yeah. So that's enough on that, man. I don't want to, that love who love you spirit. It's okay. So I wanted to jump into this real quick. Okay. This is a couple months ago. Let me see what video I want to hit. Hold on.
Campus is student Trey Reed. But today, the campus is safe. The campus is active. The campus is alive.
using this for edification purposes. Okay, and I think this is a video I didn't have to say too much on that one. We need you to make. We need to make you aware of some information before you can sign. I'm not trying to sign in your shit, man. Come on, man. Tripping. And it's been going on. You see the stamp right here, May 29th, 20. It's been the way 2015 is a fucking joke. This shit been going on. It's just now being televised. You know, Jake's, you know, the way Jake is being handled is being televised now. Look at this. That was a 2015 black Mississippi man found dead.
Trey Reed was Did a Mississippi campus just face its darkest morning? Found just after 7 a.m. Monday, hanging from a tree beside the pickleball courts. Classes and centennial events were canceled. Authorities report no sign of foul play or ongoing threat.
What you mean no sign
Rumors of broken bones? The coroner says no. Hours later, Vicksburg police found another man hanging, unrelated. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is investigating. This story demands answers now.
What do you mean no fucking foul play? They say Jake hung himself. Man, Jake don't fucking get down like that. Well, you suicide and hang yourself. What's up, man?
University student whose body was found hanging his campus. University student whose body was found hanging from a tree at his campus. The first thing that I think is important is that we get his name out there in this story because we don't want them to try to classify this as a self-unaliving, which they...
Oh, I gotta stay on there to hear the sound. Damn. Y'all.
will do, because it's Mississippi. The only information that they've released so far is that the faculty was connected to the racial tension that has been on the rise since Charlie Kirk was killed. And the reason that I think that there's a connection there is because just last week we saw that HBCUs were being targeted and getting threats, as well as black students at PWIs. I don't know if you recall, but black students at NYU were sent a manifesto last week.
Today, attached to that email was a 4-page manifesto explaining that black people are dead weight and, horrible for society.
Now, we know that black folks had nothing to do with what happened to Charlie Kirk, but we also watched in real time people's level of frustration continuing to increase because black people did not mourn the death of Charlie Kirk. My heart goes out to this young man and his family because I couldn't even imagine, but we need to make sure.
Email was a 4-page manifesto explaining.
A 4-page manifesto.
Attached to that email was a 4-page manifesto explaining that black people are dead weight and, horrible for society.
Now, we know that black folks had nothing to do with what happened to Charlie Kirk, but we also watched in real time people's level of frustration continuing to increase because Black people did not mourn the death of Charlie
Hey,
Kirk.
this is your boy. I'm telling you, this is Esau Edom. Give me 1 second.
A tree at his campus. The first thing that I think is important is that we get his.
You know, this your boy Esau Edom, man. You know, this how you get down, man. Okay, and you know, hold on 1 second. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse probably start at 5. The man of sin is the header, okay? Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, okay? That perpetual hatred that he had is being revealed in this time. Okay, this is why you can't tell us we're not the people. You don't see Jake trying to gun you down or hanging you from these trees and shit, or like it's a casual Tuesday. You know, you doing that shit to us, man. No other nation, you know, right in this moment is so bloodthirsty for Jakes, except for these so-called white men, man. All right. And that's why the Lord said, never trust thy enemy. Don't be deceived, man. You Jake out there, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And that man of sin be revealed. Who's the man of sin? Esau Edom, the son of perdition, okay, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called Yahawah. Okay, and we was talking about that, man. You know, they have lifted head at the Lord, okay, so that he as power sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know that withholding that he might be revealed in his time. And that we in that time right now, man. You know, the bloodthirsty thief is being revealed. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. And that's Yahawah, that's Yahawashi, that's Yahawah. Until he be taken out of the way. And Yahawashi is going to take him out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay. Okay. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Okay. So yeah, you know, this is Esau Edom, man. But the Lord is soon going to take him out the way, as it says here in Job 20, verse 7. Let me see. Okay, the destruction for the wicked awaits. You know, it's Job chapter 20, verse 7. Let me go to NLT up. Let me go up. Job chapter 20, verse 7. I start at verse 5. Verse 4. Do you realize that from the beginning of time, ever since people were first placed on the earth, the triumph of the wicked has been short-lived, and the joy of the godless has been only temporary? Right. This man is glorying and boasting that he's working evil upon his bed. Though the pride of the godless reaches to the heavens and their heads touch the clouds, yet they will vanish forever. Okay, thrown away like their own dung. So Esau is going to never, you know, it's going to come a point and prophecy in the kingdom that's still prophecy still being fulfilled in the kingdom, that Esau is going to, you know, after his servitude, the Lord is going to cast them out, going to kill them, do away with them. Those who knew them will ask, where are they? They will fade like a dream and not be found. They will vanish like a vision in the night. Those who once saw them will see them no more. Their families will never see them again. Their children will beg from the poor, for they must give back their stolen riches. Though they are young, their bones will lie in the dust. Okay. Verse 12. They enjoyed the sweet taste of wickedness, letting it melt under their tongue. They savored it. Man, they got everybody in Babylon the Great drunken right now, okay, under their spell. You know, and one of their spells is these fucking race wars, okay? You know? Let me see something. Okay, you know, that'll suffice. You know, these race wars is heating up. And that's why we move you Jakes is you know, to repentance. You know, we try to move you Jakes towards repentance to Yahawashi in all sincerity. You know, not waiting for you to hit big, not waiting for you to goddamn cash out on your 401k or wait for this man's system to pay you out, you know, all your labors for fucking Social Security. All right. You got to seek the Creator in the days of that, you know, why he may be found. You know, because his names ain't gonna always be found, man. It's gonna be a thing of the famine of the word. Okay, the Lord's gonna put a famine of the word, man, and you ain't gonna be able to hear his names, his truth. He's gonna shut up the words inside the prophets, and that's it. It's just gonna be due time. You know. So hey, man, I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kakodash, and double honor to the apostles, elders, great millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, birthday Yahawah, birthday Yahawashi, birthday Yahawah, birthday Yahawashi, fellow servant Yahawah for the GMS Orlando camp. And I pray that his lesson was edifying, okay? Shalom.